sometimes you don't put too much point, you just put few points. So if you check this checkbox as apply smoothing, it's going to be connect the points not with the sharp angles, but it's just showing as a curvature. Okay, so by default I would suggest to put this checkbox as a checked, so the curve is showing in your TCC is showing as a very smooth curves. So this is the very simple method to add the new sizes. Sometimes manufacturers do not publish all the sizes. So if you look at the manufacturer TCC, they may have, for example, size 40, size 50, 65, but they don't publish size 45 in between. So if you have that size and if you want to model that, one way is to extrapolate the curve. So if you have that Excel points, you can play with the numbers, so you can create additional curves for you. You can utilize the new curve in your TCC. Okay, so when you finish with your addition, you can select the fuse and you can go to the rating page, select the same fuse model from your quick pick library, and then click OK. That fuse is selected. In order to see that, you need to go to the star view and then select the new curve. It shows the fuse characteristic curve for you. If you click on the setting, you can see the setting for that specific fuse. Okay? The next session which I'm going to talk is about low voltage circuit breaker. And in fact, low voltage circuit breaker also showing in our library as a, you can access to the low voltage circuit breaker through the top toolbar. If you click on the low voltage circuit breaker, you can access to this window. Okay, basically there are three types of low voltage circuit breaker available, which is called molded case, power breaker, and insulated case. You can specify which one you want to add. It exactly the same structure that you saw in the fuse. We have a manufacturer level, you have a model level, and then edit short circuit to specify the size. Okay, so same method as you added the new manufacturer, you can apply it. Same ANSI IEC available, or AC/DC, you can specify your manufacturer. And then if you go on edit info for that specific model, you can specify what type of trip device can apply for this model by checking this checkbox. Okay, as you can see, for example, for power circuit breaker, I can apply solid state or electromechanical trip device for this trip unit. And these are the model information, which is the non-essential data. You can add it for more information for yourself. If you want to assign trip device to this breaker, you need to click on this icon. So the assign trip device page will be open for you. It's because the library is huge, it takes some seconds to open this page. Okay, this is the low voltage breaker assignment. For example, for that particular size, I have this trip unit, this solid state trip unit, assigned to this breaker. So if I want to add more assignment for this one, I can select, for example, from this size, this one as a rating, and if I click on this icon, it will add it to my list like this one. So this rating ID is added to my list right now. If I click OK, it's added to my list. The next thing on the low voltage circuit breaker is called edit short circuit info. if you click on edit short circuit info, this page will be open, and in fact this is my maximum kV. In this case is 0.635 kilovolt, and within voltage max kV I have 3 different application voltage, and any of them you can have different interrupting Ka as a short circuit rating Ka. For this particular example, the interrupting Ka is not changing. It's 42 kiloamp for all different voltages, but in some cases they may different. So you can add more information like close and latch, like short time Ka, or test power factor according to the manufacturer information that you have. You can add it, the short circuit information from this editor, and click OK. Again, if you want to add more breaker, which is close to this E2B breaker, you can copy this and then you can rename it easily like this. So you're going to have EB2 with both 3-pole and 4 poles like this one. So these are the new models. You can assign the new trip device to this one and modify it accordingly. Okay. The next topic which I'm going to talk is trip devices. As you noticed, low voltage breaker and trip device has a separate library in ETAP. So if you add breaker, if you're interested to add the breaker to the library, you have to click on this icon. But if you're interested to add trip devices, you have to go with this type of trip devices. Currently, ETAP low voltage breaker applies with 4 different type of trip units, which is called solid state or LVSST, thermomagnetic or TM, electromechanic or EM, motor circuit protector or MCP. These are the 4 categories of trip devices available in ETAP. Let's start with solid state one. Okay. When you go to solid state trip library editor, this window will be open for you. Exactly the same structure. You have a manufacturer level and then you have a model level. Okay, same as fuse and breaker. These are the available manufacturer model. One thing is a very common. Sometimes clients call and say, I don't have this model under Merlin-Gerin like this one, but keep in mind some of the manufacturer are purchased or buy by different manufacturer, or they are in group of big mother company like Schneider Electric in this case. So when you go to the Square D, you may see the same trip device as when you go to Merlin-Gerin. Sometimes you need to be very careful about the naming of these trip devices. So if you want to add new trip device as a solid state to this list, you can go ahead and add the new manufacturer if the manufacturer is not there, or add the new model if this model is not there. But if model is there and you wanted to copy this to another model, model 2, I just want to copy this. So model 2 right now is same as the MicroLogic 6.0 in this case. If I want to modify that model 2, I need to click on parameter. Okay? As you see, when you click on the parameters, this window will be open, and you can specify this type of portion of my curve. Low voltage solid state trip device is one of the most complex trip units in our ETAP library, because it has different type of parameters like long time, short time, instantaneous, override, and ground. I'm going to explain to you about how you can enter the long time parameter, and then it's the same story with the others. For the long time section, you can enter it as a discrete or continuous adjustable. Okay, this is my long time pickup, which is this area. If I change my long time pickup, the vertical section of this line can be shifted to the left and right because I'm trying to adjust my long time pickup.